attack today is better than a well-planned attack tomorrow. This is Mark Belbin, SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West, answering more questions today for the Power Project. This question comes off of our Facebook fan page, the Super Training page, and the question is about where to line up on a squat. And I wanted to talk further about that on kind of like where to line up and where to put your hands and where to put everything on each lift. But let's first start with a deadlift. So on a deadlift, usually that is determined by your flexibility and your mobility. If you're very flexible, if you're very mobile, if you have an Olympic lifting background and you can do cleans and snatches and those types of things without any problem at all, and you can go ass to the floor in the squat, then you can probably line up right on the barbell. You can probably get your shins right on the bar. But for most of us normal people who have no flexibility and no full range of motion, you're gonna have to line up a little bit further away from the barbell. And I always recommend that you have the bar kind of cut your foot in half. So what I mean by that is, if this is the actual barbell here, the barbell is gonna be about dead center on your shoe there. And it does kind of depend on whether you're pulling, just so you get it there.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. It does kind of depend on whether you're sumo or conventional. If you're sumo, you're going to kind of stick your foot in a different fashion. You're going to kind of, I like to see people kind of get this part of their shin on the bar. So they're going to be a little bit closer to the bar when you're sumo. And again, that's going to depend a lot on your mobility. If you're super mobile, so you see some of the Russian lifters can do it, especially sumo, they get right up on that barbell. Jesse Burdick, who's pulled 815 in competition, just barely missed an 854. He likes to get right up on the barbell so much that he almost, the only choice he has once he grabs the barbell with both hands is almost to like fall backwards. And oftentimes he does look like he's gonna fall backwards, but he successfully makes the lift. So to answer the question is, just try to cut your foot in half with the barbell. So when you're looking down, the barbell should be chopping your foot in half. So to line up on, let's say like a bench press or something like that, the width that you grab is kind of up to you. A lot of times a closer grip can help build up all aspects of the bench press, but you don't want to get too far away from any one grip. It's important to train your weakness. For myself, I became very strong in close, and so now I got to train out wider to help train the pecs and the shoulders a little bit more and bring up a weakness. But a lot of people don't know where to line up. The best thing to do is to get on the bench press, and no matter what bench press you're on, whether you're at 24-hour fatness or whether you're at super training or whether you're in a CrossFit, stick your head at the very top of the bench press. That's where you're gonna start. So your head is even with that pad, the end of the pad. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna line yourself up and get your eyes. The barbell is going to be about here. You want your eyes to be about even with wherever the barbell is. So you're going to scoot yourself in, wedge yourself underneath the bar, kind of like Donnie Thompson does a great job of doing. You're going to try to make yourself short, and you're going to bring those weights out. How far out you want to bring them is kind of up to you. A lot of powerlifters will bring it nice and low. A lot of intermediate people who aren't used to that are going to bring it a little bit higher. Whatever you're comfortable with is fine. Make sure your elbows aren't coming out too much. Make sure your elbows aren't getting tucked too much. Now another question we get a lot is about the squat, on kind of like where to hold the bar on the squat. And the answer is to just get the barbell on your back and kind of rub it up and down your back until you feel it kind of click into your traps. Hopefully you have traps. If you don't, you're gonna have to start doing some shrugs and some face pulls, upright rows. You have to start doing a lot of movements, deadlifts. You have to start doing a lot of movements like that to help build up your traps so that you have somewhere to place the barbell. But you just want to try to get your hands wherever they're comfortable. Some people can keep them in real close. That's fine if you can keep them in close. If you need to put them out wider, that's fine as well. But just try to find a comfortable spot until it clicks in there. And you want to try to pinch your shoulder blades together. That'll also help to create a shelf. Stan Efferding, when he's come to super training, I'm always amazed. He has that bar just kind of sitting on his rear delts, and he's got just these enormous rear delts. Dan Green is another guy who does a good job of fitting that barbell right into the right spot. If you can carry the bar low, that can sometimes be an advantage. However, if you carry it too low, you're going to be leaning forward. If you carry it too high, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be leaning forward. So you want to try to find that sweet spot, but most, or I should say many, great raw power lifters are able to carry the bar low. So if you can figure out that ability, you're also going to have to be able to externally rotate and force your knees out really well to kind of counteract the forwardness that you're going to get from that. But if you can carry it low, then that would be preferred. So try to work on some shoulder mobility. So there's your answers on where to carry the bar, and that is it from supertraining.tv.